Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter Pythagorean theorem. The lessons we're going to cover today are Pythagorean theorem, find the length of the hypotenuse. Pythagorean theorem, find the missing leg length. Pythagorean theorem, word problems. Converse of the Pythagorean theorem, is it a right triangle? So let's just start with the first lesson. Here I am on grade 7 math. Chapter is Pythagorean theorem. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is Pythagorean theorem, find the length of the hypotenuse. Okay, you are given with a triangle. What what is the length of the hypotenuse? You are given two of the sides, 3 feet and 4 feet. You have to find the length of the hypotenuse. So basically we use Pythagorean theorem whenever we have to solve the right angle triangle. Keep this very important point in your mind. You can use Pythagorean theorem for right angle triangle only. So in a right angle triangle, a square plus b square equals c square, where a and b are the lengths of the leg and c is the length of the hypotenuse. So whenever you have the a square plus b square equals c square, keep this very important point in your mind. A and b are the legs and c must be hypotenuse. So this is called the Pythagorean theorem. That is the definition of the Pythagorean. You can note down the definition in your notebooks. It is very important definition. So use the Pythagorean theorem with a equals 3 and b equals 4. As you can see here, these two are the leg, 3 feet and 4 feet are the legs of the right angle triangle, and c is the hypotenuse. So let's just put the values. 3 square plus 4 square equals c square. So 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. So 16 plus 9 equals 25. So you have to square root both sides because you have to find the value of c only but not c square. So when you square root, that would be c equals 5. That means the length of the hypotenuse is 5 feet. Got it? Okay, let's just do another example. Okay, again, you are given the very important point is you can use Pythagorean theorem for right angle triangles only. So C must be the hypotenuse and the other two sides are the leg of the triangle. So in this case, you can see here is the definition. In a right angle triangle, a square plus b square equals c square, where a and b are the lengths of the leg and c is the length of hypotenuse. This is called the Pythagorean theorem. So now 6 millimeter and 8 millimeter are the legs and c is the c is the hypotenuse. So it is c square plus 8 square equals c square because you have to find the value of the c. That would be 6 square plus 8 square equals c square. 6 square is 36, 8 square is 64, 36 plus 64 is 100. So c square equals 100. Just square root, it would be c equals 10. That means the length of the hypotenuse is 10. When another important point about the right angle triangle, the hypotenuse is always greater in length than other two sides. In the right angle triangle, the length of the hypotenuse is always greater than the other two sides, because you can see a square plus b square, the sum of squares of these two sides equal this one. So that's why c is always the greatest side in right angle triangle. Got it? Okay, let's just start the practice question. Okay, you are given a right angle triangle. You are given the length of the leg 6 kilometers and 8 kilometers. You have to find the side length. You have to find the hypotenuse C. So 6 and 8. So for a right angle triangle, the Pythagorean theorem is a square plus b square equals c square. C square. A and b are the legs of the triangle, and c must be the hypotenuse. Got it? Okay, you can see the triangle. Here is C. C is the hypotenuse. So they are A and B. 8 and 6. So just put up the values. 8 square plus 6 square equals C square. 8 square is 64. 6 square is 36 equals C square. So 36 plus 64, 36 plus 64 is 100 equals C square. You have to find the value of C, so just square root both sides. 100 is 10 square equals 2 and square root cancel out. So you are left with C equals 10. That means the length of the hypotenuse is C equals 10. Got it? Okay. So the correct option is C equals 10. Okay, the next one is what is the length of the hypotenuse? You are given the legs of the triangle. They are 3 yards and 4 yards, right angle triangle. And you have to find the hypotenuse, 3 and 4. A square plus B square equals 3C square. 3 square plus 4 square equals C square. So 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. So 16 plus 9 is 25. 25 equals C square. So just square root both sides. 25 is the square of 5. You can write it as 5 square. 2 and square root cancel out. 2 and square root cancel out. So you're left with C equals 5. So the correct option is C equals 5. Got it? Okay, then other one is the next one is you are given the leg of the triangles. They are 6 and 8. You have to find the hypotenuse. A square plus B square equals C square. 6 square plus 8 square equals C square. 6 square is 36. 8 square is 64. So 64 plus 36 is 100 equals C square. So you have to square root both sides. 100 is a square root of 10. So that means C equals 10. The length of the hypotenuse is 10. Okay, the correct option is 10. Okay, the next one is you have to calculate the C. You are given the legs of the length of the legs. They are 3 feet and 4 feet. So that's the one we already did. 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 16 plus 9 is 25, and 25 is the square root of 5. So the correct option is 5. Okay, we can do this one, but I think we have already did 9 plus 16 is 25. Yes, that's again the same. 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. So the length of the hypotenuse is 5. Got it? Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next one. Okay, the next one is Pythagorean theorem, find the missing leg length. So let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, now we are given the hypotenuse. The other one of the leg value is missing. How do we calculate? When the hypotenuse is given, to calculate the missing side, you in a right angle triangle, a square plus b square equals c square, where a and b are the length of the leg and c is the length of the hypotenuse. This is called the Pythagorean theorem. If the hypotenuse is given, then you subtract it to find the missing length. What you have to do? If you are given the hypotenuse, you just have to calculate the length of the leg. You have to subtract it to find the missing value. Below is an example. You are given A equals 6 and C equals 10. C is the hypotenuse. Just put up the values in the Pythagorean theorem. A square plus b square equals c square. A is 6. 6 square plus b square equals 10 square. So 6 square is 36 plus b square equals 100. You have to subtract 36 other side. Got it? 100 minus 36 is 64. So it would be b equals 8. That means the missing length is 8. Okay, let's just see another example. What is the formula of Pythagorean theorem? It is a square plus b square equals c square. A and b are the length of the legs and c is the hypotenuse. Okay, let's just look at this example. You are given the hypotenuse, that is 10, and you are given one of these leg, that is 6. You have to find the other one. Let's just do it on the board. You are given c equals 10. C is the hypotenuse. You are given c equals 10. One of the leg, either a or b, is 6. You have to find the other one. So we know that Pythagorean theorem is c square equals a square plus b square. Just put up the value. C is 10. It would be 10 square equals 6 square plus b square. So 100 equals 36 plus b square. Move 36 to other side. It would be b square equals 100 minus 36. So 100 minus 36 is 64 equals b square. Just square root both sides. So b equals 8. That means the length of the missing leg is 8. Got it? So the correct option is 8. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, what is the length of the missing leg if the hypotenuse is 5 millimeter and the base is 4 millimeter? Now you are given the hypotenuse and you are given the base. You have to calculate the length of the other leg. Got it? Hypotenuse is C, that is 5 mm, and the other sides are A and B. Let's suppose A is 4. You have to calculate the B. Okay, that's you are given. It is, you know that the Pythagorean theorem is a square plus b square equals c square. So a is 4 plus b square equals c is 5 square. So it would be 16 plus b square equals 25. So b square equals 25 minus 16. So 25 minus 16 is 9. Just square root both sides. So you are left with b equals 3. So the correct option is b equals 3. So the correct option is b equals 3. Okay, what is the formula of the Pythagorean theorem? Which is the correct option, 1 or 2? It would be a square plus b square equals c square. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is, what is the length of the missing leg? You can see you are given the hypotenuse and the length of a leg, you can calculate the other one. So it would be 10 centimeter and 6. You have to calculate the b. C is 10 to calculate b, and A is 6. So it is a square plus b square equals c square. A is 6, it would be 6 square plus b square equals 10 square. 36 plus b square equals 100. So it would be b square equals 100 minus 36. So 100 minus 36 is 64. Just square root both sides. So it would be b equals 8. So the correct option is b equals 8. Okay, the next one is, when the hypotenuse is given, to calculate the missing side, what you have to we are doing, adding or subtracting. We are calculating the missing sides, not the hypotenuse. What we are doing, adding or subtracting? When we are given with the hypotenuse and we have to calculate the missing side, you subtract. Like we are doing the same examples, we are subtracting the value on the other side. You can see the one I did on the board. Here you have 36 plus b square equals 100. So what I did, I subtracted 36 to the other side. So it would be, the correct option is you subtract. Okay, what is the length of the missing leg? You have to calculate the length of the missing leg. You are given now hypotenuse, got it? And you are given one of the leg. You are given hypotenuse 5, that is 5 and 4. Okay, you are given c equals 5, b equals 4. You have to calculate the value a. So you can see a square plus b square equals c square. It would be a square plus b is 4 square equals 5 square. It would be a square plus 16 equal 25. Now you can see we are calculating the length of the missing leg. So now I am going to subtract 16 other side. It would be 25 minus 16. So you are left with 9. And that means then the length of the missing leg is 3. Got it? So the correct option is 3. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Next lesson is Pythagorean theorem word problems. So let's just start with the word problems. Let's just start with the first example. There is a rope running from the top of a flagpole to a hook in the ground. The flagpole is 15-meter high and the hook is 8 meter from its base. How long is the rope? You have to calculate the length of the rope. So you can draw the diagram by understanding the question, then that would be very easy. The flagpole is 15-meter high. That means you are given that is the flagpole. The length of the flagpole is 15 meter. And the hook is 8 meter from its here is the hook, and it is 8 meter from the base of the flagpole. Now that means you have to calculate the value of the hypotenuse. Got it? So hypotenuse is C. So C equals A square plus B square. So it would be 15 square plus 8 square. 15 square is 225. 8 square is 64. So it would be 225 plus 64 equals 289. That means the missing length is 17. Got it? Let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, Shauna likes to skate at a game store that is due south of her school and due west of her favorite ice cream parlor. If the game store is 15 kilometers from her school and the straight line distance between the school and the ice cream parlor is 17 kilometers, how far is the game store from the ice cream parlor? Okay, so if the game store is 17, okay, that it looks like this: 17 and 15. You have to calculate the missing side. Got it? So you are given c square equals a square plus b square. 17 square equals a square plus 15 square. 17 square is 289. A square plus 15 square is 225. Move to 225 other side. It would be a square equals 289 minus 225. It would be 64. That means then a equals 8. The missing side length is 8. Just understand the question, solve the question. It would be a equals 8. So the correct option is 8. An envelope is 9 inches long and it measures 15 inches along the diagonal. How tall is the envelope? So here is the envelope. How wide? 9 inches wide. And it measures 15 inches along the diagonal. It is 15 inches. You have to find then the missing leg. You are given the hypotenuse. C equals 15. B equals 9. You have to calculate the value. A. It would be a square plus b square equals c square. A is 9 square plus b square equals 15 square. It would be 81 plus b square equals 225. Then b square equals 225 minus 81. So 225 minus 81 is 144. So b square equals 144. That means b equals 12. So the correct option is 12. That means b equals 12. So the correct option is 12. Okay, two cars leaves the same parking lot with one north heading north and the other heading east. And it's the eastbound car has traveled 3 miles, and if the two cars are now at a single line distance of 5 miles apart, how far has the northbound car traveled? Okay, 5 miles apart and 3 miles apart. 5 and 3. You have to calculate a. It would be a square plus b square equals c square. A is 3 square. It would be 9 plus b square equals 25. So b square equals 25 minus 9. That would be 16. B square equals 16. So b equals 4. So the missing value is b equals 4. Okay, two boat leaves the same marina. One heads north and the other heads east. After some time, the boat has traveled 16 miles and the eastbound boat has traveled 12 miles. How far apart are these two boats? Okay, it is like 16. This is marina, and the other one is 12. We have to calculate c in this case. Got it? So it would be a square plus b square equals c square. That is 16 square plus 12 square equals c square. 256 plus 144 equals c square. 6 and 4 10. 5 and 4 9 10. 2 and 1 3 and 4. It would be c square equals 400. So just square root both sides, it would be c equals 20. So the correct option is c equals 20. A mouse has made hole in opposite corners of a rectangular kitchen. The kitchen is 8 feet by 15 feet. If the mouse runs straight from one hole to another, how far will it run? Okay, 8 feet by 15 feet. The kitchen is 8 by 15. We have to calculate the c. It would be a square plus b square equals c square. It would be 15 square plus 8 square equals c square. 15 square is 225 plus 64 equals c square. It is 289 equals c square, and c equals 17. That means the distance is 17 if the mouse runs from one corner of the kitchen to. That means c equals 17. So the correct option is 17. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next one is converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Is it a right triangle? Okay, let's just start with the first example. A triangle has sides with length 7 millimeter, 13 millimeter, and 14 millimeter. Is it a right angle triangle? So you are given with the length of the triangle. You have to see if this is a right angle triangle. If a square plus b square equals c square, then the triangle is a right angle. This is called the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Plug in 7, 13, and 14. Use the smaller numbers for AB. Largest side must be C. Largest side must be Pythagorean. Must be hypotenuse. So it would be 7 square plus 13 square equals 14 square. Let's just calculate if both sides are equal. 7 square is 49. 13 square is 169. And 14 square is 196. So just add them. 169 plus 49 is 218, and they are not equal. That means this is not a right angle triangle. Got it? Let's just start with the practice questions. A triangle has sides with length 9 feet, 12 feet, and 15 feet. Is it right angle triangle? Okay, they are 9, 12, and 15. 9 feet, 12 feet, and 15 feet. The longest one is always C. Either it is A and either B. So let's just C square equals A square plus B square. C is 15 square equals 12 square plus 9 square. Just put up the values. 15 square is 225. 12 square is 144 and 9 square is 81. Just add and see. 4 and 1 5, 8 and 4 12 and 1. Both sides are exactly equal. That means yes, the given measurements are of right angle triangle. Got it? That means the correct option is yes, it is a right angle triangle. Got it? Okay, the next one is a triangle has side lengths of 7, 13, and 14. Is it a right angle triangle? Okay, let's see. 7, 13, and 14. This is C. The longest side is always C. So it would be A square plus B square equals C square. 7 square plus 13 square equals 14 square. 7 square is 49. 13 square is 169 and 14 square is, it would be 196. Just add them. 9 and 9 is 18. 6 and 4, 10 and 1, 11, and 218 is not equal to 196. So they are not equal. That means this is not a right angle triangle. Got it? Okay, let's just do another example. No, they are not the. A triangle has sides of 4 inch, 11 inch, and 14 inch. Is it a right angle triangle? Okay, let's see. 4, 11, and 14. 4 inch, 11 inch, and 14 inch. The highest is, the longest length is always the C, always the hypotenuse. Got it? It is a square plus b square equals c square. 4 square plus 11 square equals 14 square. 4 square is 16, 121, and 14 square is 196. So just add 6 and 1, 7, 3. 137 is not equal to 196. So this is not a right angle triangle. So the correct option is no, this is not a right angle triangle. A triangle has the side lengths of 14 kilometer, 16 kilometer, and 20 kilometer. Is it a right angle triangle? 14, 16, and 20. 14, 16, and 20. The longest is always hypotenuse C. So it is a square plus b square equals c square. 14 square plus 16 square equals 20 square. So 14 square is 196 and 16 square is 256, and that equals 400. No, I think they are not equal. Let me just check on calculator. Mm, 14 square is 196. Yes, 196 plus 250, sorry, 256. It is 452. So they are not equal. Got it? That means the given measurements are, this is not a right angle triangle. The correct option is no, this is not a right angle triangle. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. So we are working on grade 7 maths. We're working on the chapter Pythagorean theorem. The lessons we have covered today are Pythagorean theorem, find the missing, find the length of the hypotenuse, then Pythagorean theorem, find the missing leg length, then Pythagorean theorem, word problems, and converse of the Pythagorean theorem, is it a right angle triangle? So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. If you have any question, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Okay, that's the next session.